it just a little bit different, so people are not going to be able to see my face. I'm home right now. I'm getting myself together. I'm about to get out the door. So this is what I want to say, because I know a lot of people come and you might hear me talk about relationships, love, and all of that other stuff. What I want to say is that I do promote people going to school. I do promote younger girls going to school. I do promote younger boys going to school, and I am currently taking care of myself to actually better myself, right? Because I feel like sometimes when people or girls or whatever, we get up here and we talk about a lot of different things. I think from the negative part of that aspect, I think sometimes people be like, okay, well, you want all of this, but you're not taking care of yourself. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. So definitely with on this ride, you guys are gonna see a little bit of the schooling part. You guys don't know. I'm trying to get into this paralegal class. Actually, it's so crazy because I have to give a shout out to my son. My son, today's my son's birthday. I love my son with every fiber within my body. Unfortunately, I shouldn't say it like that, but it's the real truth about it. I had my son when I was young. So this is why I kind of like navitate to a lot of girls who are young, and I also like to intervene sometimes, especially when they're at this age a little bit, because of the way society is going, the way that it's. I feel like it's out of whack, and it's just. I think the scales of it a little bit of young black girls being able to go to college and do this, because you have on the other naysayer, the other side, how no, it's cute, you can do this, you can do that. And I always like to tell them, no, first, go to school first, travel, enjoy your life, enjoy your ups and downs before you actually get into a relationship. You know what I mean? Because, my son he's young. He just turned 23. I'm so happy because I'm not a grandmother. No, because you have to be realistic about that. You have some boys who are making their parents and shit like that be like grandparents. So I'm happy that he didn't call me and tell me he got anybody pregnant. So that's a very good thing. So, yeah, me and my baby, I love him. It's just something about uh I don't know. It's something about a mother's love or a son's love to his mother, and I think that's why too. Majority of the yeah. That's why I always gave my son the respect of, uh, I always gave my son the respect of carrying myself correctly, and I think sometimes when I was kind of going to the left a little bit, it just reminded me a little bit, because I worry about the way my sons view me. You know what I mean? And it's nothing like that. He's my baby, so I'm looking forward to seeing him. Even my other son, he's doing good. I'm so proud to say that I have high school graduates. They finish school. They're good kids. They don't rip and run. They're not trouble kids or anything like that. And I'm honestly blessed to say that, because a lot of parents are not like that. A lot of parents are waking up, or they're wondering where their kids at, or you have a lot of mothers who are going to go get on the bus and going to go see their sons and making all types of stuff. So I'm happy that, and I'm blessed to say that at least I had my claws within them. And it's not something nice to say, but they always knew that I didn't play and stuff like that. And I always look at them as they give me strength, because how the fuck, I always look at it, how am I demanding so much from out of my children, and I can't apply that to my life, right? So I just wanted to say that for the most part, I am behind the scenes, educating myself. I am behind the scenes making sure I be able to get the certain qualifications and certain things that I need to better myself. This is why when a lot of people see me moving around, or people don't know, is because the field that I'm in, I went and I got certified, so I can be able to move around. I'm able to, have the leisure to do what I want. You know what I mean? I always felt like that, and I think that's why too that I'm fighting so hard to be very uh I don't know, successful in any area, because you have some people, when you get to that point where you have some people who like to work 7 to 2 or 9 to 5. I don't have to work those. You know what I mean? I'm not demanded to go and report to somewhere and I have to be stuck there and I have to deal with somebody. I make my own schedule. I move the way that I want to. And that's like another step of financial freedom where you can be able to do that. And I think a lot of people are not really, they're promoting it now, but I believe once we obtain that financial freedom, is that then we can be able to, you know, live right. So congratulations to those who are, you know, doing what they need to do, and never let society or people or the world tell you that it's too late for you to be able to pick up and go back to school, for you to be able to accomplish anything that you want to. That's what I was trying to say. All of my life, all I wanted to do was be a criminal defense attorney. So my field is majority within the criminal defense attorney. I have the honor and the pleasure. My mentor is a judge. I know her. She's a very, very good friend of my family, as well as her husband is a legal attorney, which he's a lawyer. And God be working in so mysterious ways. So if I would have actually did what I was supposed to do, my life will actually be paved out. But I'm so happy that I still have those people who are still connected to me. I was going to say the other day, like, who are the 5 people that you have in your phone? We all should have enough people within our phones, especially when it comes to very serious, important matters. And a lot of people don't have 5 important people within their phone. So I've been looking into this very, very good paralegal class that also includes public advocate. And I'm going to be covering that and doing that. And, once I be able to, finish that, and, then I have a job. I already have a job at a law firm. I just have to actually obtain everything that I need to and really be disciplined within that area. Right. So I just wanted to give you like a little pushback on who I am, and being a defense attorney, I am really the best at what I do. That's all I know how to do. Um, yeah, that's all I know how to do. I don't know how to do nothing else. So when people be like, "What do you want to do?" or anything, other than me helping somebody within the legal aspect or bringing awareness, that's why I said political science is also my background, my forte as well. Things are going to be getting very, very interesting when I go to where I need to go. I'm going to talk to this guy and I'm going to ask him, because he gave me his business card. I was saying that the other day, that he runs his own campaign. Damn, I don't think but I'm gonna help somebody. I want to help their team. And I'm gonna like bring different awareness, through certain different things that I do, because the sector of the way people, damn, this is the first time y'all actually heard me talk like this. The way that is going within where we live at, and if we don't have people who are really like activists or like that. Like, it's so funny because I also had the privilege to be an apprentice for a senator at the time in Brooklyn, and she was actually a senator at the White House. So I had many of different opportunities. I keep telling people this is my field, so I just wanted to say that as well. So yeah. So we need people who are in that type of emotion, and really, really care. So when I see certain things that's going on, especially around social media, or I don't like for high profile people. I always like to say that for sometimes high profile people, when we're dealing with a lot of different important matters. That's why I say certain things, because they should understand the influence. Even myself, you know what I mean. That's why when I come up here and I say certain things or I do certain things, I always want people to know that it's coming from out of a pureness, a pure heart. It's not because I'm hating or I'm being petty or I'm trying to start something, but no, fuck that. I'm trying to bring awareness. So when you have somebody who has a very, very powerful account like that, you got to look at it. It's like the manipulation of the mindset. And sometimes they need to stay out of it and let the American people, meaning the people, being able to actually look at the things that's going on within our neighborhood. Because you always have to say it. Like, even though, people have came from our area, you have to look at the people, meaning the people in that space. Do they really come back to the community? Do they really Are they really doing certain things? You know what I mean? Compared to the people that only want their 5 minutes of fame. So let me go ahead. So I just want to talk a little bit about this. I feel like every time I talk, I get myself. I feel like every time I talk, I hope that I hope that I'm doing good trouble. It's not that I'm talking or however and I'm trying to create mess or I'm trying to start anything, but I try to always talk from a third party aspect, and I never put my own personal feelings were into things. But it's just so funny that how the world is going and the situations that we're seeing, some of the things that we go through within our life, we can relate to the shit. You know what I mean? So it's not that. I feel like I had to say that. I feel like every time I come up here, I speak, I feel like I'm getting myself in trouble or something like that. No, I'm just being real. I don't know how to be fake. I don't know how to. It's not like I'm trying to. I don't know, like do extra. Like this is just me. So I seen something on social media, and I just wanted to touch back on it because I don't think that they actually gave a real true definition of it. Now they were talking about, they asked the girl, how do you deal when a man ghosts you? Right? This is for the ladies, it's not for the guys, right? So this is relationship tip. I always like to say one on one. And I didn't even listen to her fucking response because the response that she was gonna give was I don't know. It wasn't. It's not gonna be like my response. So I just wanted to tell people, or how I look at ghosting, because it's two beautiful things about ghosting, and you like what? Well, this actually can apply to the guys too, right? Because I feel like two reasons. The first reason is why somebody's going to ghost you is because, first and foremost, he just found out or she just found out that you crazy as hell, right? You have to look at it. That's why somebody is ghosting you, or they just feel like we're not relatable. We can't talk about shit, or it's just something that just rubbed this person the wrong way. Or it can be because now I received everything from out of you that I wanted to get from out of you. So I don't have to say nothing. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to put no effort in. Or, oh shit, she got this, that, and third, or he got this, that, and third. So I'm only there for only a certain part of time for me to achieve anything that I wanted to achieve. So you have to look at ghosting from every aspect of the board. You know what I mean? You have to ask yourself. That's why it's very, very tricky. And it's so funny because, I'm old, my son was going around the house talking about Bev, cap. I'm like, what the fuck? What is that? Like, speak English. So this whole ghosting and what's gaslighting, I don't even know what the fuck that is. But I understand that part. So the other part of ghosting is, I believe, is when somebody is ghosting you is because now you are having them reflect on something, right? Meaning ghosting is because damn, I feel like when people get to that particular part, I feel like some people are being triggered into something, so now they're stepping back and they're actually I feel like it sometimes, evaluating the situation, evaluating my feelings, evaluating if I'm able to give this person whatever that they're looking for. And this is where it comes to the real ramification of I guess the truth of the matter, right? So ghosting is very, very differently because it can happen on both. And then that's when people have to understand, and then that's when the person will start to think, right? And I always say, for sometimes is so listen to this, because I think this go over people's head. Sometimes is it good to have people wait? And you understand what I'm saying by this? Meaning, is it good for people to wait, right? Because even though in that ghosting period of time, if somebody not dealing with you or however, now you're actually having this person actually think, right? Now they're actually going to evaluate the whole situation of the matter. And this is what happens sometimes with it. It's good with ghosting because sometimes you may be overlooked that person, or you overlooked maybe their flaws, their pros and their cons, and different shit like that. So now even by the time a person is actually coming back or however it is from you ghosting the situation, now you're gonna come back, oh hey, or da 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 da, and now the person is actually gonna say, okay, well this is that and the third, this is that and the third, because people, yeah, people mindsets change, but then people mindsets can really change when you actually allow somebody to actually go over every single thing, right? That's why they say sometimes when you're actually building a relationship, you're actually supposed to take like the steps, the pros and the cons, you getting to know each other, you know. um that's why you're not supposed to actually like just move in with somebody like that, because the dynamics between people actually moving in change. When people move in with each other, that's when the relationship becomes like, okay, is this doable or is not? And that's where a lot of people understand. You have some people, maybe they don't like how they sleep, or maybe this chick snores, or maybe she's not, because you'll see the whole picture of a person. You'll see how they are, how cleanly they are, how they're going to perform, how they're going to take care of a house. Then you'll also see within the boundaries, because now this nigga, he can't, I'm just saying, because you really don't know until you get there. So now you have to deal with however he's interacting with his friends. If he like to travel, if he like to stay out, or if he like to do this that, and the third. And then you have somebody say, well, I don't like this, I don't like that. You know what I mean? So ghosting is actually a very, very good thing. I don't think that is bad sometimes, but other than people moving like that. But that's where communication, I always was trying to say that before, for a lot of people are not in that space where they actually can honestly communicate with somebody and actually, just tell them, right? Because it's very, very weird. Very, very weird. So now I'm kind of curious, because now I want to know what she's saying, because for a woman, you should know what it is. You know what I mean? As a woman, if a man's ghosting, anyway, I started laughing because I actually had to ask myself. I never really had a nigga that just really like. Mm, I think no, I had a situation with one guy, but it was very, very tricky, and I found out the most craziest weird shit. So I can't really say that, because I believe like every person that I have ever dealt with, they always want to stay with me forever, or and then if something goes left, it's always like that, because I'm a very, very good, a good person. I'm a very genuine person. I'm a very, very different. So I never really had to worry about me actually meeting somebody, we talking, we chopping, and then he ghosts me or something like that. I feel like I'm very different. I feel like when I come in contact with men, I don't care who the fuck they are, they can be however they are. It's like something that I change within them. And I think that's the part that they don't like a little bit, because he can be however it is, and then he comes into contact with me, and then it's like fuck, 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 like what the fuck did you do to me? I'm like, I didn't do shit to you, nigga. I'm just who I am. So I think for that part, some women, we can, I don't know, maybe trigger people to actually look into certain things. So if he ghosts you, then listen, he just wasn't the right person for you. She just wasn't the right person for you. And I always look at it like, yo, who loss is it? It's not my loss. You know what I mean? It's your loss. So damn, I hear somebody saying, okay, so what can you put on the table? Like, let me see what time it is, because I gotta go get my IDs and prepare myself so I can be traveling and stuff. That's what I'm doing this morning too. I gotta go uh do my IDs and all of that other stuff. So I swear, I really, really hope that my stuff come back in time. That's why I kind of prolong me traveling and going, because once I get to where I need to be, I need the right identification and I don't want to be stuck in a whole another fucking city somewhere. So I'm just kind of like doing something laid back within the city. I'm gonna be so excited. Me and my son, we're gonna do something nice. I always like to be able to, when I can, just live a very luxury, lifestyle that I'm used to, accustomed to. I don't mean to just flip the page like that. It's only one fucking thing that two things is being able to get on a jet. I'm going to get on a jet. I'm going to get on a private jet. I'm going away. That, and basically like travel the world, and that's what's on my bucket list. Like before I go anywhere, I'm gonna touch the walls of the pyramids in Egypt. You know what I mean? I want to go to the ancient sites over there in Mexico and certain things. I want to go see the all the Buddhist statues and stuff like that. Like that's what excites me, like history and shit like that. But other than that, that's the only two things that I really haven't done. But other than all the extra stuff, it's like, yeah. Oh, and that could be in factor too with people, just relationships and stuff like that. Like what people like to do, how they like to go about certain things and stuff like that. But um I'm looking at it and I'm going to the left a little bit. Like, why wouldn't people want to actually like go to school or start something? Like, it's about to be 2026. The time, the months, the years, everything is going by so fast. Like, just that's why I said, man, just do it, do it, do it. Like, I'm not letting this year go by. Oh, and I meant to say this, for a lot of people are starting to plant, meaning your ideas, certain things that you want to do, or the things that you already been putting in motion. Once the leaves bloom, because that's the signal of new life. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. Like, I'm so weird. I do. Because right now all the leaves are off the trees. There's no leaves on there. But once you start seeing them buds come out, that's a different cycle, meaning a different cycle of life. So once that happens, once we start seeing them blooms, it's something within springtime that everything is really going to be going in motion. So I like to put certain shit like that underneath my ass. So come spring, when I see them leaves and shit like that come up, I want it to be at a very, very good mark, meaning my motion, the things that I want to do. Um, and just stick to it. That's why I came here before and I had did like a calendar, like a planner, like for the month for January, what do you want to do? For February, what do you want to do? For March, what do you want to do? Like, start inserting it and start dominating and start doing, so you can see your own results, right? Because I always want to say that, because I be coming up here talking sweet shit. I know people like, yo, don't. That's why I be saying, don't worry about me. Catch the message, mustards. You know what I mean? That's why I be saying, like, yo, I be looking at certain things or certain people motion. I'm like, I don't like that. Like, I want to see something. Like, show me. Like, tell me something. I want to, cause I'm just in a season where I'm just learning. I feel like in a computer. Like, I have my plug and I'm just plugging it in, because I think that's what we should all do, right? But relationship part, and you be like, people like, why you always? Don't listen to nobody. The closing. That's what I wanted to say, and then I'm gonna get off of here because I gotta go. Um, the closing part, I don't care what nobody say. This is why it's so important sometimes to actually, as you're working up to that, it's nothing, because people, it's I hope I don't have no babies on my channel, because I'm about to talk a little sexual a little bit, right? Because the closing part of a relationship, everybody want to talk about this, is that, and the third. They don't want a relationship, or there's some bullshit. Like, that is the closing bread of um not that, it's like another chapter of you finally being able to do what you need to do. So I'm saying the closing part of a relationship is the activities that's with you and your partner, right? And a lot of people are talking about cheating and all of this other stuff, is because people are not mentally, spiritually connected like that within the bedroom, right? So when you are lacking that type of force, I'm gonna say that, of energy within the bedroom, because remember, that is the closing part of every relationship. And I feel like if that person or whatever is lacking, this is why other people seek certain different things, because of that motion, right? So You have, when people go out there, like when they have flings, they do this, that, and the third. That's a whole different type of an energy. That's a like a quick bam, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? Or, huh? And that's how you can know how a person really actually care and feel about you, or how they love you. And that's also when you can actually find out. Now we're crossing over, if how much you really care about each other, or it's fucked up, but I have to say, if you care about somebody else. Listen to what the fuck I'm about to say, because the way that you perform is the way that your feelings and emotions, and this is how some people can tell when, listen, if a man or a woman has stepped out and they're doing something, it's because of their interaction that they're going to have. It's not going to be um like the first time. Like if anybody was watching, damn, anybody was watching, you like what? Because that movie that Tyler Perry did with and that's a, I don't know why this is going up. So Tyler Perry, in this movie, he was like a billionaire, and he was married to this girl who was also successful. Well, not married, but he was engaged or whatever to this girl. And he met this girl, but she didn't know who he was. Like, she was going through it. She had a kid, you know, she was homeless and shit like that, and she was trying to get money, and she didn't know because she was coming out, and she parked in his spot. And he like, man, what you doing? And she cursed his ass out. Sounds like me. Like, I don't give a fuck. But she didn't know who he was, nor did she care about who he was. Like, she didn't care who he was. She didn't care about shit. And the way, it's like she came into his life and she changed him. So as he was with his girlfriend, listen, because this shit is coming up. She was like, damn, you just did all of this. You just really fucked me. But you fucked me. But she was like, in the bathroom, she was like, but he was making love to me like if he was making love to somebody else. You heard what I said? And that's how people find out how strong their relationship is, or if it's something other. So the dynamic of the closing of that factor, it plays a lot. So I guess I just helped somebody out about cheating and marriages and shit, right? And this is what happens, right? It's always a lack or something, right? And this is why they try to go and do certain things. Or nigga's just a fetish, or she's just a fetish, she's just a sex nympho. She just don't give a fuck. This is what she's going to do. And for people who are just like that, then you just need to be by yourself. You never need to commit to nobody. And you need to tell everybody from A to Z, I'm never getting in a relationship. I'm never getting married. I'm never being committed. So now you have that door of opportunity to be able to deal with motherfuckers that's just like you, instead of allowing somebody to come along and develop feelings for you, knowing that you're never actually going to give them the shit that they need. And this is why people be all over the place, because motherfuckers just cannot tell people that. Because you do have bitches that are like that, right? So don't fuck up somebody else's emotions, their hearts and shit, and plant a fucking bad fucking seed, because that's what's happening. And then the next person that they meet, it's like a fucking cycle that keeps getting fucked up, and just can't, and just keep getting fucked up. It's retarded. Everybody, it's a sector for people who like everything. So stay in that world. Yeah. So is that all that I wanted to say about that? Yeah. Oh, yep. And that's how. So once you be able to actually know the real true ramification of actually building a very great relationship, building a very great foundation, then you will take the steps that you need. So by the time you actually get to that pinnacle, damn, you're like, what? Because that's some real tricky shit. Well, you show them. You like what? Because I said, because now when you develop really, really good emotions and this is that and the third, and then you get to the point where you got to go to the bedroom, then this person might never know how to do anything, or however it is. And now I see why people be trying to chop people up. You like, why? Because, but that's on you, my man. You like, why? Because you'll have a man that has a person that's just a virgin. She's this, that, and the third, right? She really don't know how to do nothing. Of course, she don't really know how to do nothing. It's because she never actually been with anybody, right? So then, because she haven't been with nobody, and then it's like, and then damn, and I see why. You like, well, damn, I'm about to be a little petty a little bit. You like, why? Because I don't care what nobody. Ray J loves Sukihana, and he's going to love Sukihana to death. Listen to what I'm saying. This is why shit get fucked up. It's because when a man or how whatever, this is the real. I cannot lie to the people. Because if he's dealing with somebody that really don't know how to do, and then he get with a real freaky chick, he gonna be like, go back to who? Go back to where? And that's what's happening. So instead of you getting turned out or however it is, then you need to be able to tell your partner, I don't like it like this. I like it this way. Can we try it this way? You know, it's a lady right now on YouTube teaching women how to ride sexually. When I seen that, I was like, oh shit, YouTube is just all for the money. Shit, I wish I created YouTube. I am YouTube. Amazing platform. Because you could come here, you could learn how to ride a bike, you could learn how to play piano, you could learn how to speak different languages and shit. So, for the ladies who don't know how to do certain stuff, your big sister, Angel, is telling you, go learn how to do all of this different stuff. And men, because she might not be able to do it like that, it's your duty, it's your job, right? Right? And this is why I say, that's why I told my son, he better never. What? 23, 20. These niggas better wait until they in their 30s or some shit to be like, yo, mom, I want to get married. And I'm listen to what I'm saying. Because boys are different. Boys need to go and they need to do whatever the fuck they need to do to understand what's going on. Because if you don't let a man be able to be a man like that and be able to do the shit that he needs to do, by the time he actually finds somebody, then he's gonna actually know what the fuck he's looking for. He knows his taste. But if you have a man that don't know what the fuck he needs to do, that can't uh soil his royal oats, however the fuck, then he's not going to be able to give you everything that he needs. You know what I mean? Not taking it away from a man. Now listen, just because he's ripping and running doesn't mean that he's a fucking whore either. For he also respects his penis. So he's just not just laying down with everybody because he can. He's moving very, very, oh, let's go. I don't know why somebody needs to understand a king. Do I have anybody from New Orleans? Because New Orleans, I am on the way. I am on the way. I'm going to Mardi Gras. I had seen something on the TV about the Zulu King. I didn't even know that you guys in New Orleans give it up like that. I'm very, very excited, and I really, really, really want to go. But, yo, I never seen that. I love when I watch that program about how the men down there in New Orleans be so excited to be nominated to be a King Zulu or something like that. It made me so proud seeing the proudliness of being a part of an organization, a man's organization, a black man's organization, where even though I was like, yo, they really have real machines, like they were really being elected. Well, they're being elected, but yo, like how official is that to be part of a organization of black men? I think that is very, very black excellence. Hell yeah. Because they was like, you just can't be just a King Zulu. Like you have to, and that's what a king is. For if you're a king, you have to understand the way that people are going to perceive you and they're going to look at you when they see you out there. For your actions, from the shit that you represent, is going to speak a lot. So no, you're not just going to be acting like this. You're not going to be doing this, and you're not going to be doing all of this funny shit to whoever that you are actually committing yourself and going up to, because a king has a high standards for. I tell my sons that all the time. For a king would never kneel. A real king would never kneel. For people who see him, they would give him the honor that he needs to be, because a king knows that his true leadership, he's a provider. He's going to make sure what? His kingdom, his kingdom, and the kingdoms that align to his kingdom, that shit are going to go accordingly, right? So I don't like when every man try to call himself a king. Don't say that you're a fucking king. Because a king he's going to move accordingly. And when it's time for him to take a head, he's going to take heads very, very swiftly. And he's going to do it very, very classy. And he's going to always hold himself up to standards, right? I don't know where the fuck that had to come from. But yeah, I can't wait to go to New Orleans, right? Oh man, I cannot wait. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal with so many people. Right. That's why I always like to say, but I don't like shit, fame, clout, all of that, all them people, because just being around a whole bunch of group of people like that, like it just does something to my paranormal shit. Not yeah, that too. And New Orleans is very, 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 very spiritual. You know, I felt the energy through just me watching off that shit off the TV, baby. It's like I don't know, like it's a whole. My ears are going crazy. I feel like nations are talking about me. Oh, who is going to talk about you, baby? For whatever you're about to do, like my ears are ringing at a different pitch. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to take place. But, baby, yes, I like it. I like that energy. So I speak that we, the people, are going to shape and change different nations. This is why I always say, how do you use your voice? Make sure your voice always penetrate and it hits nations, right? For all you need is one voice, one voice, one voice, one voice, one voice can really truly impact the way that others think, how they move, and just the momentum. So I'm excited about that. Let me go. I hope that you guys enjoyed this message. Rock out this message. Please don't never ever think that the queen is slipping. I'm never slipping. My mind is always racing. Listen, I don't know what I done triggered, but I like that I triggered. I got all these people acting up, baby, and I like it. I'm not getting dressed though yet. I like when people go first. You like what? Yup. Because I keep telling people I'm not in the race. Nope, I sure enough isn't. Me and my family, we are not in a race. I keep telling people to pay attention and look at the pictures and shit that's being said. Now this is what I do want to say about Dr. Brian's petty ass. You like what? Because I don't like a cocky ass woman. You mean like what do you mean? Like fucking like one thing I can't stand is a cocky ass man. That shit that it just pisses me off. Because if you're so cocky, that means then you become ignorant. You know what I mean? Huh? Then you become like a savage, all right? And then you sit so fucking high, now you really think that you're God, and now you're trying to cast judgment and shit on people. I can't stand a cocky ass person. Now, if you're cocky to another extent because you are on your shit and this, that, and the third, but you still can bring balance, then that's different. But being a negative, cocky ass person, that shit was so tacky. And just me as people. Like, because I don't understand why everybody is telling people why people are in people DM. Like, she should have never got up on the fucking Shay Shay Club and said that Offset DM'd her and said shit. Regardless, she said, well, he didn't sign a fucking contract. Bitch, he ain't have to sign no contract. Y'all need to pay attention to certain shit. And that's what be bothering me. Like, you like, why? Because not everything that happens between certain people or situations is always supposed to be brought to motherfucking social media. And I'm just saying, whatever that you're doing, so I don't know who needs to hear this. You know what I mean? Because I'm just saying, she got up there, now the whole fucking world know that Offset, whatever the fuck, the DM'd her. Now, she just lost a fucking potential client. Listen to what I'm saying. Because she's supposed to be a psychiatrist, help people and shit like that. And I guess he wanted to ask her something, right? But Shay Shay was like, what the fuck? Like, I would said that. Good question, Shay Shay. So she's like, oh, he didn't sign it, but he shouldn't have to. You should just have fucking common sense. All she had to do was somebody inbox me, but, you know, they really didn't say nothing, but that's besides the point. You don't have to say that because that's a fucking form of fucking clout chasing, bitch. You're saying all the people who are interested in your service. You don't always have to do all of that. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. Now, if he actually worked with you and he actually did some shit like that or however it go, then you have to be a woman enough or you have to be a man enough and be like, yo, is it okay? Niggas don't do shit like that. Is it okay that I say certain stuff? That's why I hate when niggas be doing like anonymous shit and then they make it known and shit. You know, yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. When Mrs. Michelle Obama invites me to this congregation, or however it is, when she comes up and she tells the world that she's going to be running for the Madam of the United States, I'm not telling nobody. You like what? Because some things you're not supposed to tell. Shit. Keep that shit to yourself. Especially if a nigga's blessing you, he buying you a house. I'm just saying, you know, especially the people who be helping people and shit, giving them money for houses and all that other goofy. I shouldn't say that, but when they tell the world and shit, that's goofy and shit. Why you fucking tell that this person just bought you a house or he helped your family and all that other shit? Or people get up there like, yo, like, what the fuck? Because then that takes away from it if anybody else wanted to do something. Because if they were doing that in secrecy, that mean that they wanted to. It was personal. That shit meant something to them. Don't go out and do no shit like that. And if you are, at least ask. Do you think that is okay? Because I want you to know, because you did this, because you didn't want the world to see that. Like, you have to look at that, right? And then you're gonna have other people like, yo, especially what happened over here in NYC. Somebody shipped a kid $20,000, $25,000 in a fucking box, right? Anonymously. They went to the fucking news and said, oh God, somebody shipped me 20. I would never tell a fucking soul. I don't know who's helping me. He just helped me at the right particular time because I needed it. What if, I'm just saying, you gotta look at it. What if you need somebody else's help? What if you need some shit? No, they were like, I ain't helping you, you rat fucking face bitch. You can't even keep shit to yourself. And people don't think like that. People only think for in the moment. Because people want exposure and shit like that. So, I thank God for the ghosting times. I thank God for the ghosting spirit. And then what I wanted to say was, okay, well, other than that, you know, because I'm running on, I got to get up and go. Because I'm running on my Instagram. Well, it's closed right now because I'm starting to, I'm, I'm about to step away from social media, right? Because I feel like you have to, right? Because now you have to step away a little bit. Well, I do that sometimes. I do that majority of my mental health sometimes, and I'm gonna talk about this because I think you need to talk about it. Because when you're up here, not saying that it fucks with me, but you have to have some type of a space. And I feel like once you start getting emotion and you're doing whatever that you're doing, as much as people say that it's not something that's put on you like a status or you have to do something, it's like it is. So if you feel like that, just step away from social media, take a break, you know what I mean? Stay off of it, because people have to balance that shit out. That's why when I had came on and I was like, yo, YouTube, what the fuck? Y'all making me look big. And I'm about to tell people, y'all didn't know this shit. Like, social media really, that shit really had me fucking with my weight. Like, and I have to be honest because if you're not honest like that, dealing with like whatever you're doing, right? It had me feeling, oh shit, I'm too big. Like, and it really like triggered me into a situation that I never was. And then that shit had me like, I felt like I had a fucking eating disorder. And niggas don't talk about that side of social media. You know what I mean? So I was thinking that I'm losing weight and shit like that. I'm motherfucking not eating and shit like that. And it's so funny. That's why I love the certain people who I have around me. My girlfriend used to say, yo, Angel, why the fuck you not eating? I'm like, bitch, mind your business. I am eating. But I wasn't. Because I was so focused on my weight, if I'm too big, or now I gotta lose weight, and now it just fucked it up. So I'm happy that I'm conscious, and I'm happy that I have the strength, you know what I mean, to talk about it. That's why I always say, like, no matter what, if you're big or you're small, like, love yourself, like, fuck all of that. But that shit, I'll be looking at myself, especially when I do the videos, after I do the videos, like, yo, this shit got me looking like the weight I was. Like, I was like 225 pounds, and it took me forever. Now I'm 162 pounds. So when it's me working out, I am the guru of losing weight. I can lose weight like this because in a way it's like I kind of trained myself to be able to do that, because I was so fucking unconscious thinking that I was fucking humongous and I was perfect the way that I am. Right? So be perfect the way that you are, especially when you come on social media and shit like that. I was like, what the fuck? You go back, you think I'm lying. It's on the one where I got the hat and my titties look fucking humongous and shit. Like, yo, YouTube, like, what the fuck? Like, it's fucking with me a little bit. But I don't care. Now I'm just working out. I started working out. I'm back to working out. I'm drinking, right now, I'm drinking, like, cucumber water. I'm very on stuff like that. I'm very, very, when it comes to being very, very healthy, like, tomorrow I could become a vegetarian. Don't never fucking eat no more. Like, that's discipline. For you to become a vegetarian is discipline. Not everybody can just stop eating meat like that. But I can. Because it's certain things that I was, learning about. Even when I became a vegetarian, I almost killed my motherfucking self. because I didn't know how to eat shit right. I didn't know how to eat the right proteins and shit like that. I was going around my house and shit I was in safari desert. And then, my family was like, yo, eat something. I was like, no, no, no. So that shit is real. So pay attention to, who you are. Learn your triggers. Learn what trigger you. You know what I mean? So now because of that, I learned a little bit of the different things that can trigger me just in a little bit of way. And they don't tell you that. And me, I listen, I'm not photogenic to save my soul. No, I'm not. I look 10 times more better in person than I do on the motherfucking screen. So it's a lot of different factors. So we all have different problems or the way that we see ourselves. You know what I mean? Everybody do. But once you become in your space where you know that, hold on, what the fuck? Like, I'm that girl. Like, yo, I'm that dude. Like, I don't need that. So when it comes to certain things, I'll be like, man, stay out of your head, you crazy son of a rabbit. Who say that? Who like Roger Rabbit? So let me go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta get my stuff because I'm getting on people's planes this year. I gotta set my trip to go to New Orleans, baby, because I want to try it. I want to see this Zulu float that y'all got down there, and I want some stuff. And I'm gonna be running around with the vampires and shit. You like what? They know not to fuck with me. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. People listen. People know who to mess with people and people don't. I'm telling you. This energy is surreal over here. And you gotta be like that. People gotta feel you before they see you. And if it's not that type of a emotion that you got, then I don't know what's wrong for you. For my presence should speak before I even open my fucking mouth. And a lot of people are not like that. And people who understand that, then you become very, very powerful within you are. I encourage everybody to learn spirituality. There's nothing wrong with that. Learn about your ancestors. Your ancestors is just, when they say ancestors, it's just the people within your bloodline who passed away. Now they have became ancestors. They have go back to where they are. It's very crazy. Yeah, I mean religion. That's why I don't talk about religion. Religion is a very, very debatable topic. It's going to be a very, very debatable topic until we go into the ground. The only thing that I have about that shit is when people manipulate the word of whatever religion that they are in for their own personal gain. And that's the shit that I don't like. And then because I'm a knowledge seeker, which a lot of y'all didn't know, I put my head more into fucking books than anything. So I'm always searching knowledge. I'm always searching shit. But you have a whole bunch of people who are knowledge seekers who come up here on social media or wherever they are, and they manipulate the fucking knowledge that they obtain. That's the most cruddiest shit that you ever can do. Because now you're controlling the way that a motherfucking think to supply or to feed your own fucking personal fucking thrill. And that shit is disturbing. That's why I would never come up here and try to, force anything on nobody. You know what I mean? I always like to say that, for I'm in the balance of shit, good and evil, because there's nobody in the balance. For what you might think is good, nah, nigga, that shit is bad. What somebody might think is bad, then nah, that's good. That's being in the balance. That's being a middle person. That's why middle people are so important. That's why motherfuckers don't know how to be middle people, and then they get mad when both parties don't want to fuck with you. All you had to do is mind your fucking business and don't take either sides. But I say, when you take sides, is who was at whose house first. That's on some street shit. You know what I mean? Because if I was in her house before all of this other shit, then my alliance go with her. Because we have a whole different factor. I was in her house. We got money. We did this. We did that. So that's when shit changes. But people don't understand that part. So they don't know how to mind their business. They want to be nosy. They want to play both fucking sides of the fence and then wonder why people get the results that they give. Sometimes just mind your business. It wasn't meant for you to say shit. So since you said shit, then you about to get whatever the fuck is gonna call from that, because you didn't mind your business. You thought that shit was cute. Mm. So congratulations. I hope everybody understands this. I'm thank you so much for rocking out with me. Don't look at a nigga ghosting you in a bad aspect. You know what I mean? Ask yourself, what did you do? How's the situation? Where the situation can go? Damn, I keep missing to forget this, right? So this is what I said. If it's not like that, then leave people the fuck alone. You like what? Yeah, leave them alone. Let them do what they need to do. You know what I mean? Let them do what they need to do. Let them live their life. Let them be successful. And let, if you can't love them right, if you can't give them whatever they live looking for, I'm telling you, you know how many people want to be. I see it. I see the shit. I'm active, very active. I be telling people, very very active on social media. I'm always around. People are trying. People want to be loved, Joe. And people are being selfish, and people are holding people captured, knowing that they can't do it or however it is. So I say, let other people be able to be happy. Let other people be able to be where they need to be, since you can't do it, right? If you can't do it without them, right? Or you feel some type of way about them, or whatever, whatever, then do what you need to do. But if you can't, let they go. Let them go. Okay, let me go until next time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope everybody be blessed. Always sit in your power. Always speak your truth. Fuck it. Go to school. I always say people got some good businesses or whatever. Listen, y'all gonna hear me say that shit all the time, right? I'll push it. I'll promote it. I'll buy some shit or whatever. That's just how I am. My energy is good. Heard what I said? I'm always gonna be like that. I don't give a fuck what nobody do to me, how they treat me. My energy is always going to stay pure and beautiful, so I can keep receiving my beautiful blessings. People don't think like that. Until the next time, toodaloo, everybody. I gotta go.